welcome students to the introductory episode of Spacegate Station. In this episode, you will get a chance to meet the scientists, engineers, and astronauts that are assigned to work in this Spacegate Station orbiting the moon. You will also get a chance to learn about the history of space travel and all the accomplishments by the people of Earth that has led up to the construction and operation of Spacegate. Please stand by for our Spacegate Station transmission. Dr. Carafano, you still need to record the introduction for our future students so I may share it with them prior to our live scheduled incoming transmissions.
Oh, thank you, Aurora. Let's go ahead and record it now. I'm still waiting on my results to come back from my environmental studies.
Dr. Carafano, I've been able to fix the problem you've had with the low gain antenna for future science demonstrations. It should be all nice and clear from now on.
Oh, roger that. Thank you, Specialist Barber.
Dr. Carafano, I have already initiated our recording.
Oh, well, then welcome visitors to the laboratory module at Spacegate Station. Before I tell you more about the station, let me introduce myself. I am Dr. Carafano, the Chief Science Officer here at Spacegate, and my responsibilities are to oversee and manage the experiments done on the station. I also work with our team to develop and follow missions parameters that NASA has identified for us to complete in our 10-month mission. Spacegate Station has usually around 6 personnel at any one time, and they are astronauts, engineers, and scientists all working together to help us learn about what it takes to live and work in space. Let me introduce to you the crew member working with me in the laboratory module today. The first one is our chief engineer, Mr. Walker.
Oh, hi everybody. My name is Chief Engineering Officer Philip Walker, and I am in charge of my space station. All the operations, all the maintenance is my responsibility. Now, not only that, I also deal with the life support systems here on the space station. Everything that keeps us alive right here. This is our Earth. I also am in charge of the fun thing, EVAs. That's extravehicular activities. Everything that goes on outside of the space lab, I'm responsible for. It's a real great job.
Oh, thank you, Mr. Walker. He does have the best job here on the station. And then, of course, our next crew member is our communications officer.
Oh, hi kids. I'm Mission Specialist Barber. My job here on the space station is I'm in charge of all the communications and all the computer systems. I'm the one that makes sure that all audio and visual communications between the space station here and Earth, where you are, stay nice and clear. I'm also in charge of all the operating systems for the computers as well as all of the science lab equipment. So if the science officer doesn't have what he needs, I get in trouble. More importantly, however, I am the self-appointed morale officer of the space station. That means I get to choose all, and I mean all of the movies that we get to see at the end of the evening. I have this amazing movie streaming site that I'm going to tell you about.
Specialist Barber, we're kind of running out of time. We only have a limited amount of time for this recording.
Don't worry, kids. I will tell you about it later.
Well, now I want to introduce you to one of the most important members of our crew, and that's our artificial intelligence, or AI, Aurora. Aurora, why don't you introduce yourself?
Of course, Dr. Carafano. Hello, I am the Artificial Intelligence System for Spacegate Station. My name is Aurora. My primary responsibility is to provide continuous monitoring of all systems and take over routine tasks so as to allow our human crew to concentrate on more important assignments. Since I am a learning computer, Dr. Carafano allows me to participate in the lab demonstrations so that I can improve my studying of science, problem solving, and the use of scientific method for observation and discovery.
And Aurora, you are without a doubt my best student here on the station.
Looks like Dr. Carafano has a teacher's pet.
I am confused. The term pet is used to describe a domestic or tamed animal kept for companionship or pleasure. I was unaware that such an animal was on board the station. Perhaps my internal sensors are malfunctioning and I should run a system-wide diagnostic.
Aurora, that was what's called an idiom. It doesn't really mean that she's a pet. It's just an expression we use to describe a teacher's favorite student.
Thank you for the clarification, Engineer Walker. Dr. Carafano, perhaps you should tell our visitors more about the history of the station.
You know, I would love to, but I really think that honor should go to Engineer Walker.
That seems like a logical choice, as Engineer Walker was significantly involved in the development and construction of Spacegate Station.
Nothing would give me a greater pleasure. Now, where should I begin?
Due to the unique nature of this station, I would think one would start at the beginning of lunar exploration.
Thank you, Aurora. It's a great idea. Well, to put it in brief, back in 1969, man started going to the moon. We took our first steps, great day in history. But then, after that, we took 6 more trips, and from 1969 to 1972, we had the Apollo missions. Now, in 1981, we came up with a new way to go into space, especially into low Earth orbit. It's called the Space Shuttle. Now, this vehicle was a shuttle that could go in and out of space and be reused. And that lasted all the way until 2012.
The goal of the Space Shuttle was to help build the International Space Station, mankind's first continually maintained research laboratory in low Earth orbit, which has been occupied since November 12 of 2000.
That's correct, Aurora. But now in 2020, something wonderful happened. A company by the name of SpaceX was born, and along with SpaceX, international companies, corporations, and different people, they all came together to work together to get back to the moon. And from the moon, we hope to very soon head towards Mars. And that's where your adventure will start.
Hey, Mr. Walker, why don't you let Aurora finish from here? You know how she loves to show off.
You know, that's a great idea, Miss Barber, because I've really got a lot of things to do.
Aurora, why don't you go ahead and take it away?
Unlike its sister space station, the ISS, Gateway is NASA's first deep space station. The station is constructed of multiple modular units that were assembled over a 5-year period. One of these units rotates around a central core of the station to simulate gravity through centrifugal forces. This unit houses the living and exercising facilities as well as the laboratory module which we are in. The station is presently about 239,000 miles or 385,000 kilometers from the Earth. Our station is in an elliptic orbit, and at its closest point, we are 1,900 miles or 3,000 kilometers from the lunar surface.
Aurora, I think that's enough numbers for our visitors. We don't want to overdo it.
Yeah, I was getting a little sleepy there myself.
Perhaps I should adjust your daily caffeine intake for optimum performance during your duty period, Specialist Barber.
Aurora, she was just kidding.
Thank you for pointing that out, Engineer Walker. I am still having great difficulty understanding the parameters of humor. I must admit that I find human humor difficult to understand.
And you can take that to the bank.
Engineer Walker, I do not have any financial resources requiring the need of an organization or institution to maintain or manage funds.
Aurora, Mr. Walker was using another idiom. What he meant is, what you said was known, and you didn't have to point it out again.
How interesting. I am having difficulty with learning idioms. I will record this one for future use.
I would highly recommend that.
Dr. Carafano, we are near the end of our time allotment for the recording.
Oh, well then, thank you visitors for coming here and spending some time in Spacegate Station. I speak for all the team, including Aurora, that we can't wait till we can meet you face to face. Until that time, remember, you must first seek adventure if you truly want to know where you belong.
And you can take that to a financial institution of your choice.
Well, guys, she is getting a little closer with the idioms.
Miss Barber, I am built into the hardware of Spacegate Station. How do you recommend I get closer to my location when I am already here?
Oh, brother.
I was unaware you had a family member on board the station, Engineer Walker.
Aurora, you're killing me.
Specialist Barber, your present medical telemetry shows you are in perfect health. In addition, my base program prevents me from injuring a human being or, through inaction, allow a human being to come to harm.
The three of you are going to make this a really long shift. Aurora, let's end the recording there.
This concludes the introductory episode of Spacegate Station. You are welcome to either watch any of our recorded episodes or have your teacher register your class to participate in our live Skype sessions with the astronauts, engineers, and scientists of Spacegate Station. Transmission is now terminated.